Hi everyone. In case you don't know, I'm Stephanie Roos, and this is my Oracle Path. I made a post a few days ago about working with angels, angelic forces and beings, and would anybody be interested in learning how to establish a relationship with an angelic intelligence? And I did get some feedback that would be interesting to you all. I have, throughout my spiritual journey, worked quite a bit with angelic forces, but I haven't worked with Sandalphon yet. And so I just thought I would share from the very start of working with a new intelligence or a new angel, how I do it. There are many ways that you can work with the angelic forces, from ceremonial, magic, kabbalistic points of views, all the way to some more basic ones, basic methods. Um, I have done the more formal ceremonial types of speaking with angels, and for instance finding my holy guardian angel, or HGA, and that was an amazing experience. Lots of prayer morning and night, lots of fasting, lots of dedication, and it was certainly worth it, and one of the most important pieces to my spiritual journey and development and growth. But I feel like just through experience and years of doing, there are other ways that you can do it that are simpler and effective. So before I get on a tangent about working with angels, I think there are some worthy warnings, when you really begin to work with these forces. You cannot be in the presence of an angel and not be changed. You can fully expect your life to change around. You can fully expect that your emotions will change, sometimes even your belief systems. And you can fully expect some weird things to happen. Weird, wonderful, all kinds of things. I can tell you, in my experience, angels can warp time quite a bit. I've had a couple of experiences where I've lost, hours in meditation and just kind of wake up 5 or 6 hours later and feel exhausted and not quite know what happened to the time. Lucid or vivid dreams can happen when you begin to really invoke and pull in the forces of angels. I had an experience where I thought I was fully awake, and I just wasn't. I wasn't. It wasn't. It was a week later before I realized that it was a dream and not something that happened in real time. The lesson I learned through that was that we can be ready. I can be ready for spiritual battle, but also to enjoy the quiet. And I know that might not make sense without me telling the whole story, but my point is this, that they can really adjust time for you, and you can have some very mystical experiences with angelic forces. For the most part, we want, just to kind of invoke their presence for different things. Maybe you're having trouble with depression. Maybe you're needing some big changes in your life or in relationships or all kinds of things. So those warnings given, I will just say that angelic forces are not really to be played with, and they really will change your life if you go with them with some dedication and humility, and the ability or the want, the desire to bring change about in yourself and in your life. So let's talk about Sandalphon. I will say, we like to say do your research, but my experience is I kind of want to know what the angel feels like, what their presence feels like, without knowing a whole lot about that angelic being. So, and that's just the beginning. You kind of want to knock on their door and say, hey, introduce yourself and see if you can feel their presence, or just begin to get to know them slowly. And personal gnosis, personal knowing, and personal experience is very important when it comes to this kind of practice, I believe. And so I haven't done a lot of research on Sandalphon, just the very basics. So for starters, in meditation, I have spent some time just kind of calling to Sandalphon and just sitting and feeling and listening for him. You can find lots of guided meditations for Sandalphon on YouTube. And if you're into guided meditation, that would be really helpful. There's vibrations and sounds and different types of music that apparently can call Sandalphon in as well. So I really encourage first steps to just kind of sit and meditate on Sandalphon and see how you feel, see how the temperature in the room changes, that sort of thing. My first experience in just meditation with Sandalphon is a beautiful warmth came in. I felt my energy beginning to like expand and kind of tingle. This is not uncommon with all angels. Sometimes you get cold, sometimes all different kinds of things. For Sandalphon specifically, for me, I felt a nice, gentle warmth. There was a very gentle spirit about Sandalphon's energy. Very calming energy. If you'll notice, most angels' names end in L, which means God, of course. But not Sandalphon and not Metatron. And if you know much about angels, you might know that Sandalphon and Metatron were believed to be humans before they became archangels. Sandalphon was Elijah in Judaic Christian works, and Metatron is Enoch. There's a whole magic system on Enoch, of course. So the name of Sandalphon means brother in Greek, or sometimes these angels, Metatron and Sandalphon, are considered twins or brothers. Another bit of information I came across is on the Grail, on the Holy Grail. The angels that sit atop are representations of Metatron and Sandalphon. So Sandalphon carries prayers to God. That's his primary function. So any prayers that you have in your heart or things that you want to say to God, Sandalphon's job is to carry them to the divine. He's also known as the tall angel. He extends from earth to the heavens, and that's handy, right? He is the patron angel of music. So any kind of music or harmonies might really draw his presence close. In the Tree of Life, I like to work with the Tree of Life very much. You can find Sandalphon in Malkuth. This is spiritual experience and knowledge that funnels into our physical world. So what I mean by that is when we work with Sandalphon, he's probably going to affect our physical lives, like in Malkuth, in our physical life in big ways. And this is what really interests me about Sandalphon, because I want to see physical results. I want to see tangible results in my life. So it's not so much inward as much as, well, it is inward. It's going to affect your everyday world, your everyday life. He is found in Malkuth. He's an angel of earth. And that kind of makes sense if you think about it, because he was human. He was Elijah. Some other general things that I've just read and found out about, and just sitting with Sandalphon's present, is that he's very gentle. There's a sense of humility that comes along with him, humbleness. He feels very balanced, and he's helped me to balance some emotions, some like extreme emotions that I might be dealing with. So this is great, just to kind of balance you out. He inspires and motivates as well. Often I get this too with just my preliminary meditating with Sandalphon or on Sandalphon, is there's a sense that Sandalphon is not exactly a masculine energy and not exactly feminine, but maybe a bit of both. And you may even hear Sandalphon as referred to as she rather than he. But in my experience, angels are it, more like it, because I don't know, they're gender fluid, and I just don't think gender is a big thing when it comes to the angelic forces. In any case, you might find Sandalphon feminine and energy-based, or masculine, or a little bit of both. And I would think that that's how this angel works in balancing our emotions and grounding us and bringing balance. If you're interested in stones and colors, for this angel is turquoise, and blues, blue greens, smoky quartz. So that's just a little bit about Sandalphon and what I've looked into. And again, first step is spending time with Sandalphon, spending time in meditation and in prayer, noticing how the energy in the room changes, how you feel. Jot down any first impressions that you might have when you've worked with Sandalphon or you've asked for his presence. The second step would be maybe to have a candle for Sandalphon, maybe a little altar for Sandalphon. A quick Google search, you can find the sigil for Sandalphon. Maybe leave some stones and a blue candle when it's time for prayer, time to meditate on Sandalphon. So this is what I have at the beginning stages of beginning to work with an angelic force. So spend time, meditate, notice how you feel, make notes. And believe me, when that angelic force comes, when Sandalphon comes, there will be no question. You will have some kind of experience or shift in yourself, because as I said before, we cannot be in the presence of angels without being changed in some way. So I hope this is useful. I hope it's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and over the next week or so, I will be dedicating some candles to Sandalphon, maybe leaving some stones for him, and continuing to meditate and taking some notes on the things that he inspires me, or bits of intuition that Sandalphon leaves. And I would love to hear any of your experiences too. Please feel free to share them. Reach out to me on Facebook, my Oracle Path, or here on YouTube. I appreciate you all. Be well, be blessed, and I'll talk to you next time.